Oh, God, son, what the hell are you doing?
364 more days till next year's hockey tryouts. I gotta toughen up.
Only there you shall find the master.
Yeah? Yeah, well, you're the one. Man,
Who's the one and only master?
Hey, Iconical family, are you a coffee drinker? Over 65% of Americans and more than 40% of the world consume coffee every day. TinyDogCoffee.com has the style you want. With a 100-year-old, fourth-generation owned roaster in New York City, specifically roasted and natural flavors of the highest quality possible. Actual hazelnut, fresh dried blueberries, and toasted almonds in the beans. Small batch local. TinyDogCoffee.com offers epic coffee selections that will fulfill your coffee needs. Morning Walk Hazelnut, Tail Wagger Blueberry Cream, Sloppy Kisses Rocky Road, and of course, the Big Bite Espresso, and many more. Visit TinyDogCoffee.com to get your order in today. TinyDogCoffee.com, the Hudson Valley's smallest coffee purveyor. Hey, Iconical family, I wanted to reach out and say before you dive into this episode, there are a few things that you need to know about it. One thing is that it's a very emotional episode. During this time, Wayne was battling cancer. Since then, has passed away in September of 2023. Knowing that he was on a timeline, he still chose to do this interview under medication on morphine. Him and his wife wanted to make sure that it was as raw as possible with no editing, so I allowed everything to go just as planned. So I want to say thank you to Sonia, his wonderful wife, and Wayne, may you rest in peace. The biggest Browns fan that I've ever met, and from this point on, the Browns will now be my second NFL team right under the New York Jets. So go Cleveland Browns, and Wayne, may I be honored to see you in another life. At another point. It was very, very, I would say, very wonderful to have such a good friend in such a far place. And I appreciate all of the kind words that he's ever said to me, all of the wisdom that he's passed on to me, and taking a chance on a fellow Jets fan when he didn't have to. So, Wayne, may you rest in peace, and I hope to see you in the future, my friend. By any chance, did you tell Sonia how we met, or no?
She was there.
I was there.
You were there? Yeah, she was there.
Wait, how'd you guys meet?
Browns game.
And I remember.
Oh, that Browns game is where you met him?
I said I'll pay for all of our tickets if we go. I said it's the only chance that we got winning this year. Remember that? I goes, chance of winning this year is this game. And Myles Garrett, it was Myles Garrett's first game.
It was his rookie year, yeah, I remember that.
And I'm like, yeah. And he come out with a sack and stuff like that. And I go, man, this is the only chance that the Browns had. Romeo Crennel, who was the coach?
Oh, Hugh Jackson?
Or Hugh Jackson, or...
I think it was still Hugh Jackson at the time.
Yeah.
Wait, did you meet him when you stomped on
Stepped on Myles Garrett's
That's when you
jersey.
met him?
And he signed that jersey, by the way.
Yeah, we have it signed.
I was in the newspaper, or no, I'm sorry, on television, standing on a brand new Myles Garrett's jersey because I was so mad. I said, I'm sick of them losing. That was on that game. And then I walked out. I mean, I had another shirt on and stuff like that.
And the news channel came up to him.
And I walked out. Don't you know, 3 years later, Myles Garrett gives me a big hug.
Wait, let me tell him the story.
Okay.
So we were at Myles Garrett lives like 5 minutes from our house.
What?
Okay. Yeah, he does. Not even 5 minutes.
Okay.
His girlfriend lives right behind us, on the street behind us.
That's crazy.
And so he's always in our town all the time. They go to breakfast, they go to lunch here. Like, you see him in Wadsworth all the time.
Not one of the nicest guys I ever
He is
met.
a nice guy. So anyway, we were at Wayne's cousin's bridal shower on a Sunday, and Wayne had cancer, of course, and Myles Garrett
I was doing real bad.
Yeah, he was doing real bad. We thought he was going to die very soon. Already. And we were at the baby shower, and Myles Garrett pulls up right in front of the place, and it's all glass, and we see his Porsche pull up. Him and his girlfriend get out, and our son, that's 13, says, "Oh my gosh, that's Myles Garrett." And we're like, "Do not bother him."
My cousins.
Yeah, everybody was freaking out.
Yeah.
We're like, "Do not bother him. He's probably going to breakfast." There's a little restaurant called Alexander's. Everybody goes to breakfast there. If he comes out of the restaurant, then you guys can say something to him. But leave him alone. It's breakfast time.
Right.
Already left him alone. He went to breakfast. And then when he came out, I let our son run down there, and he said, "Myles, my dad's dying of cancer, and you're his favorite Browns fan. Will you please meet him?" And he told him yes.
Wait for him, yeah.
So Wayne came out of the building, and we have pictures. You should see these pictures.
He was crying.
First, his Aunt Paula, Wayne's Aunt Paula, went there first and gave him a pen and that jersey and said, "Would you sign it?" And he said, "No, I will not do any autographs. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to do autographs." Then he met Wayne, and Wayne was crying, and he said, "What did you say to him?"
It was personal.
No, come on, tell him what you said to him.
But I told him, out of anybody I could meet, I was speaking with my brothers last week, even the president, if I had one person to meet before I died, it would be Myles Garrett.
And it was on your bucket list to meet him.
Wow.
His cousins had
and 1 week later this happened.
His cousins had messaged Myles Garrett and the Browns to try to meet him. And 1 week later, this happened, and he was crying.
And he didn't even know it was me.
And they hugged, and they were shaking each other's hands. And Anthony wanted to sit in his car, our son, and he let him. And he was the nicest guy. And then he told Wayne's aunt, "Give me that pen, I'll sign that shirt." And he signed it, and we have it.
Wow. That's one of those stories where it's supposed to happen.
Sure.
That was supposed to happen.
Yeah. That was his rookie jersey shirt.
Now he wrecked that car.
Wow, no, did he?
Yeah, he just wrecked that car with his girlfriend, and a deer ran out in front of him.
I mean, 'tis the season for deer.
Yep.
Yeah, the Bucks are chasing those doe right now.
I know.
They are going.
A Hummer.
Yeah.
Really?
Myles enrolled it 4 times.
I don't think that's true. Myles Garrett's too good of a guy. Yeah. I mean, he might have been getting a blowjob.
That's the story that I got.
I don't think it's true. We would have heard it by now in the news.
He got a fine for driving.
Well, whatever.
Well, I mean, I guess we're not really in the car when it happens, so we can only go by hearsay.
I'd suck his dick too.
Yeah. I would too. Myles Garrett,
he's worth millions.
That guy. When I saw him for the first time,
awesome.
I just noticed that he had a full helmet over every single player. Over every player. I was beside myself when I saw the size of that guy.
Well, Wayne, he was, oh my gosh, if you saw the picture of Wayne and him next to each other, he is so, he'll send you the picture.
Yeah.
He is so tall, and Wayne told him, you told him to his face that he is the best Browns player that they've ever had.
Turn my phone back on.
You told him that.
Because I didn't want to talk to you earlier.
Yeah, you told him that he was the best Browns player that they've ever had. And that you had so much...
Best scene I ever saw was him standing up to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You didn't tell him that. You didn't talk about that, though.
No, I wouldn't because there was kids around.
Yeah.
I mean, those division games are crazy.
Yeah. It was a great, though. It was awesome. It was a great day.
I like the fact that Wayne just hit me up after the Jets beat the Browns, which is total luck, by the way. Okay, there is no way in hell that the Jets ever scored 2 touchdowns, let alone in a game, in the last 2 minutes of a game. Okay, I'm very well aware of how lucky we were to win the games in Cleveland.
Well, to be specific, there were 99.9% chance of not winning that game with 2 minutes and 13 seconds to go. So it was 99.9% chance that they were not going to win that game. To be specific, with 2 minutes to go.
That's crazy. That is nuts. That is one of those things where a miracle has to happen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Browns just don't want to win.
They suck.
I got a good story for you. So I started to take football classes, analytic classes for football, and scouting classes for football. And one of my teachers was John Wooten, the guard for Jim Brown.
All right, yep.
So I had him on the same podcast for about 2 hours. And he told me everything from when he was drafted in 1959 all the way.
Wow.
It's like everything. He just unloaded for 2 hours of stories.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
People are mean to the Browns. I mean, I think they try really hard. People are mean. I mean, Browns fans are mean.
Yeah. When I went there, you could, like, it was funny. Like, there was this one guy who was talking shit, right? When the game that I went to and saw you guys, right? On my way back, this one guy, he was talking so much shit, and it was hilarious because he wore the quarterback, jersey, but every single name on the back of the jersey, and it went all the way down his back from every quarterback.
No way.
And I was laughing because he was sloshed, so it's like, what are you gonna do, right? And everyone was crossed out.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like, they're Browns fans, they're diehard Browns fans, but they are vicious.
Yeah, they can be. The dog pound is nuts. You guys went back to Elfie though, huh? You guys, you don't have the dog anymore?
I know, isn't that crazy?
The dog was huge.
I know.
That dog was huge. What
are you doing?
What NHL team do you guys have?
Oh yeah, look at this. Can you see this picture? Show it to him. Wait.
What do you got?
Oh, he sent it to you.
Okay, cool.
Now I can send it to him.
All right. So you got the Browns. You have, I'll respectably say the Indians.
Yep.
And do you guys watch hockey over there?
We do. I mean, a little bit. We watch hockey, but we're not that into hockey. But I do love going to watch a hockey game in person. I don't like watching it on TV. Do you like watching hockey?
No, in person.
I like watching it in person better.
Basketball.
I love basketball. I like watching basketball.
How was that? How was that having LeBron James come in, like, and just kind of turn over Cleveland, turn over the Cleveland team into like a championship?
LeBron James is unbelievable to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's done for
Akron
what he's done for Akron and alone, he still does for Akron. That man is amazing. I mean, he really is. He he always gives back to the city still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
I think he always will. He still owns his house here. I mean,
Oh,
he's
wow.
he still comes back. He owns a school here.
I heard that he started a school over there.
Yep. He does a lot for this area. And I sell real estate for a living, and he built a whole community of homes in Akron for the poor. And
that's my son and him.
It's unbelievable what he has done for the community of Akron. Unbelievable.
That's nuts. That's awesome. And in fact, and it's kind of cool. Somebody that didn't go to college, drafted straight out of high school. You know what I mean? And he creates school.
I see his Porsche before and after.
Was that Garrett?
Yeah, it wrecked.
Oh, gee. Yeah, send that one too, dude.
Yeah, that's not.
It's really sad. I can't believe they lived. I can't believe both him and his girlfriend lived. I just can't believe it. But if you saw, wait till you see what it looks like. You're gonna be shocked.
Wow.
But yeah, LeBron was amazing. And when he left, our oldest son is 29, so he was a huge basketball fan. He had so many. I can't even tell you. Every pair of LeBron shoes, every jersey, everything. We came home that day when he left to our son John. He was burning everything in the backyard.
Oh, yeah. I saw a lot of that on the news, man.
He was so mad. He was so mad.
I mean, it's just that athlete life, right? Like to be an athlete, you know, and to stay committed to one team, it's just not the same that it used to be anymore. You know, like nobody's going to stay on the same team for, you know, their entire career. Like it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, he wanted to win, and they were never going to win, so he wanted to win.
Yeah,
I get it. I mean,
I give him lots of credit. I do give him lots of credit because he not only, well, he won in multiple places, you know, so that's really hard to do, to, you know, go somewhere, make an impact, win a championship, and leave and then do it again. You know, like that's really hard to bring that momentum to another city because you're not doing it to like a household. You're doing it to a complete city.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I can send you better food pictures.
Wayne gets sidetracked very quickly. Honey, get off your phone and talk to him.
Dude, if you got food pictures, you're talking to the right man. So you send that shit, okay?
Got food pictures that knock your socks off.
Well, good thing I wear slippers.
Yeah. I don't know where I know I sent them to Renee. Did I?
Wayne said today he wasn't going to watch another Browns game because they're not going to win anyway before his lifetime's over, so he's done watching them.
Who are they playing next?
When do they play next? Do they play Sunday?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, they play Sunday. I'm trying to think of who they just played. They just played Pittsburgh, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They took the W.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they played Pittsburgh.
And then we just played Pittsburgh. We took the W off of Pittsburgh too. Have you guys played Miami yet?
No, we didn't play.
Because I think you guys play our division. We play your division this year.
I wouldn't do that. I sent you the one he sent.
We should have 4 wins, but we don't.
Yeah, the Eagles are rolling pretty high right now. They got 4 wins. They're not joking around. They look serious.
I mean, we just can't get. I don't think it's our. Everybody says it's the quarterback, but I think it might be the whole team.
It always comes down to management, right? It comes down to who's running the team and the discipline in the locker room. That's my opinion, you know, my personal opinion. But
all right, I got good.
Well, and I have my own business, and I have a team of 8 that we work together.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not a unity, you can't be the best.
Before and after picture of his Porsche.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. You got the before and after picture?
Yeah.
He texted to you.
All right, cool.
That just went through.
Yeah.
All right.
Go look at it. It's crazy.
All right.
Yep.
So I'm on a different phone now. That way I can look at you guys and everything. For some reason I can't do it with my actual phone, so I'm gonna look at that after.
That's all right. I'm sending my family picture too.
Please do.
When we met Miles Garrett.
Yeah, please do. That's awesome.
So many pictures, it was insane.
Yeah.
His girlfriend was so annoyed. But
Well,
Yeah.
that's the life of a superstar right there.
yep.
Yeah.
So
What he
when
made up.
I have to ask you, man, when did you find out this news?
About cancer?
Yeah.
I fell over.
August 7th, 2020.
I got up at the camper and I fell over backwards, tripped over something, fell backwards, hit a step, and broke 2 ribs. And I couldn't sleep that night because I'd broken 2 ribs and I was real sore. And I said, honey, it was a Saturday night, like 5 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning. And I said, I'm just going to go to the hospital, get it checked out, That way I don't have to work on Monday, because there ain't no way.
Yeah.
And then they said there's some spots that we're more concerned about. Yes, you do have broken ribs, but there's some spots that are more important that we're concerned about that we'd like you to look into. And they started a process that went for a long time, waiting on insurance.
Well, you came back and told me, and then our friends, our one of our good friends is neighbors with a lungs. This was 2020, which was COVID year, right? So you could not get with a lung specialist at all. Like in Ohio, like good luck finding an appointment with a lung specialist.
So they wouldn't let me go back to work.
So
I even had my work truck here parked in my driveway the entire time.
Yeah. So
for like 6 months.
Yeah. So my good friend, their neighbor, and he's very good friends with him, was a lung specialist. So this was a Sunday. So I called him and I said, can you get a hold of Derek, your neighbor, and can he read these x-rays? And so he called him, gave him my cell phone number. Derek called me, which is the doctor. He said, meet me at my office at 7:45 Monday morning, which was insane that we got in the next day, but we did. And he went into work early to meet us. He got the x-rays. Yeah. We met him, and he said, you have lung cancer. That's what he told us. And he said, you need to get with an oncologist so we can figure out what.
They wouldn't let me go back to work.
He said, you got to get with an oncologist to see what stage it is. I need to do a breathing treatment or a breathing test on you. There was a bunch of shit they had to do. And then, so we were like, well, so then he said, let me see if I can get you into one. He got us into an oncologist on Wednesday. Like, if we would not have known Derek through a friend, it would have been months before Wayne would have gotten into somebody because of COVID year. Because you couldn't even couldn't
get nothing in COVID.
I mean, it was insane because everybody was having so many lung issues that year. So he got us in with Dr. Mashi, which was our oncologist, on Wednesday. By that Friday, we were having a PET scan because they said, we got to do a PET scan. They did a PET scan, and it showed that it metastasized, but it didn't show up anywhere else in his body. So I don't know if you understand what a PET scan is, but when they do a PET scan, they make you drink this stuff. And if cancer lights up bright yellow if it's in your body when they make you drink this stuff. Showed that the lung cancer metastasized somewhere else in his body. Lung cancer only goes to 2 places. It only goes to brain and liver. That's it. If you have lung cancer, the 2 places it'll go next is liver and brain. So it didn't go to his liver, so they said we have to do a brain scan. So then on Monday, we had a brain MRI, and he had 8 spots in his brain.
Yeah,
and
so
they
I had to have brain
So
surgery.
then he had to have the gamma knife, which is done at the Cleveland Clinic. Thank God we were in Ohio at this point, because the Cleveland Clinic is who designed the or invented the gamma knife. And oh my gosh, Wayne can send you a picture of what he looked like. I can send it to you too, of what he looked like with the gamma knife. They literally put this metal thing on his head, and he had to be awake for it. They literally like drilled 4 screws in his head. While you're awake, you have to be awake, and then they go in with lasers and burn the spots in your brain to try to slow down the brain cancer. So after we had the brain MRI, the doctor said, we met with the doctor before the gamma knife. We met with the oncologist, and this is when he sat down. This was on August 12th. So August 7th is when he fell. August 12th is the day he told us. He literally told us to take off our mask, and he took off his, and he said, "This is terminal. We cannot cure brain cancer. It is incurable. The only thing we can do." And then Wayne interrupted him and said, "How long do I have?" He said, 3 to 6 months with no treatment, maybe up to 3 years if you're lucky with treatment. So, of course, having a 12-year-old or 11-year-old son at the time, we were both in tears, and we were like, what the hell just happened to our life? Like, this man, I am not kidding, on August 6th of 2020, the day before he fell, he was lifting 100 pounds over his head. If you would have told me he had cancer, I would have told you you were crazy. And they said that he probably had cancer for a year and a half and didn't even know it. For it to go from his lungs to his brain and have that many spots, he had to have it for at least a year or longer. That's what they said. And so we went up. We literally told the doctor we have to go outside for a minute. Like we didn't even know what to do. Like we were just like, we walked outside. We just sat there and stared at each other and like what the, what? We're 47 years old. We don't even have a will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we didn't.
We didn't have anything put together. Like we had nothing. Like, we think we have our whole life. You know what I mean? Like we're like, what the fuck? Like we literally just got the rug pulled out from under us.
Fuck, we're 47 years old.
Yeah. So we're both like, do we call our parents? Do we go back in there? What do we do? I'm like, we need to go back in there. So we went back in, and we said we both decided we're doing treatment. We have an 11-year-old son. So the first thing they did to him was biopsies, and they found out that it was stage 4. And then they did the gamma knife. That was very painful. Wayne said he was never doing it again.
It feels like they fry your brain like an egg.
Yeah, he literally,
on the top of your brain.
It changed his personality. It really did. Like for a minute. Like he literally
I'm still not the same.
Yeah, I mean, it changed him. It slowed him down. It because they're burning pieces of your brain. It's crazy. And then, they did in December. They did radiation. They had to do radiation. They had to do radiation.
Oh, that was first.
That was first. The radiation was first.
Yeah, that went on for 6 months, I think.
No, it was like 2 months.
It sure seemed.
You only had to have 6 times, and then
that burned so bad.
The radiation. He cried.
I went on for my last treatment, and they said they can't believe that I made it. They had the place closed down and everything already. They didn't even have it open. And they opened back up for me. They said, we can't believe you came for this last treatment. And I came and I did it. Buddy, I'm telling you, Brian was like, fire.
Yeah.
Just coming everywhere out of your body. It was just like fire. Everything was just, you were blazing fire.
It was burning.
By the time I got that last treatment, it was so bad. Yeah.
And then started the chemo.
Before chemo.
Yeah, that was before chemo. Chemo, I'm going to tell you my opinion on chemo in a nutshell as a caregiver of a cancer patient. Chemo, I wish I could write a book about this. Chemo to me is, to the outsiders, to cousins and aunts and uncles and everybody that's not living in my household, yay, Wayne Potter's still alive. Look at him, he's doing great. But chemo to me and Anthony is watching somebody die by poison. Slowly and painfully. And it is the most disgusting
I wouldn't do it again.
I would never do it if I got cancer. Ever.
I wouldn't do it again, that's for sure.
It is the worst thing. If I was terminal, I mean, if they told me the cancer was treatable and a couple chemo treatments, it would be gone, then maybe I would do it. But if I was told I had terminal cancer, I would not do a damn thing. Not. Because this is what happened. He had the radiation, then we started chemo. Every 3 weeks for 6 hours, he had to sit there, and the chemo went in. And then he was sick, puking his guts out for days and days and days. Well, this started in January, was chemo.
I went to bed for 3 months.
Yeah. By April, he was throwing up so bad and losing so much weight. He had lost probably 45 pounds. The doctor was like, Dr. Mashi ended up stopping chemo. This was in April of 2021. The doctor's like, we have to stop chemo. He can't lose any more weight or be this sick.
I couldn't get out of bed.
He couldn't even get up. So they stopped chemo in the end of April of 2021. And by, I don't know, it was probably like July. He was on my couch, and I am not exaggerating. He was dying on my couch. He had not eaten in probably 62.
I sold my farmhouse.
Well, this is before we sold the house.
And everything.
Yeah.
Moved into this house.
Yep. So he had probably lost 62 pounds, 65. He had not eaten in probably 70 days. He would not get off the couch. He was not going to the bathroom. This man is so strong. I cannot believe he did not die. I couldn't even get him to move off the couch. We sold the farmhouse where we lived on 8 acres. We moved into this house. He was the last thing we moved because I couldn't get him off the couch.
I never got out of bed.
I moved everything else around him, and I didn't even move the couch. We burnt the couch.
I went from my couch to my bed.
So in September...
And didn't even know it.
No, you forgot about your surgery. In September, before we moved in this house, I put my foot down, and I said, I want him in the hospital. There's something wrong with him. You guys have no idea what the hell you're doing. And so I put him in the hospital. And I said, I was at Cleveland Clinic in Medina. And I'm like, my husband is dying. He's not dying from cancer. He's dying from something else, and you guys don't know what it is. He has not eaten in 72 days. Look at him. He can't even move. I was like screaming like the top of my lungs. So a nurse named, what was her name? I forget. Judy, I think. Anyway, she said, have you gotten his gallbladder checked? And she's right here, honey. You okay? And I said, no, they haven't checked his gallbladder.
What are you doing?
She goes, this is basic medicine. I think he needs it. I think he needs a gallbladder taken out. I'm like, what? she said, there's a test they can do. So she goes, but they won't let me say that because I'm a nurse. So when the doctor comes in, tell him you want this test done. So the doctor came in, and I said, I want this test done for his gallbladder. And the doctor said, we already looked at his gallbladder on the CAT scan. His gallbladder looked normal. I said, I don't give a shit what the CAT scan said. I want the damn test done right now. And I want you to do it. You've done every other damn test on my husband. Do one more test. I want to know if his gallbladder is good or bad. And this is a proven test that shows that the gallbladder is good. Just do the damn test. They were going to release him. They were going to send him home with me because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. So they finally agreed to do the test. So they did the test. The nurse comes running. He's trying to hear me, honey. The nurse comes running down the hallway. I hear her. She comes into the room. And she goes, it's his gallbladder. It's dead. It's not working at all. So the doctor's on his way in. So the doctor came in, and the doctor's like, well, his gallbladder's not working. I said, I want it out today. And they're like, well, we can't do that. He's a cancer patient. I said, I want his fucking gallbladder out today, or I'm going to go to jail. That's what I told the doctor. And he's like, well, we have to call his cancer doctor and all this crap. I'm like, listen to me. This is Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. He is not going to spend all weekend, again, sick and not eating. You go find whoever you have to find, get the surgical team down here and get his fucking gallbladder out before I go get the goddamn cops. Like, I was screaming at this guy. So I said, it's pathetic that nurse had to tell me to get this test done. She should be the damn doctor, not you. I said, all these doctors have seen him for months and nobody has done a gallbladder test. So finally, they decided to do the gallbladder surgery on Saturday. Got it out. Wayne woke up. He wanted eggs. Eggs with ketchup. Remember that?
Sounds like a guy that owns a farm.
Yeah. So he started eating again, halfway normal. He never went back to chemo because he was so sick. And then we moved in this house in October. He decided not to go back to chemo and go on hospice at that point. And he has lived since. That's his betting. That's his sports betting.
My sheets.
He bets on. Don't tell anybody.
You better win one of these motherfuckers, okay?
Oh, I got a good bookie.
And what I have learned.
You don't have to pay taxes on a bookie either.
Oh my God. What I've learned in this process with somebody having cancer, number one, if my husband did not have the job he had, he worked for Columbia Gas of Ohio, so he had a job with the utility company. We had great insurance.
Yeah.
Which they milk. They milk because they know we have good insurance.
I'm making as much money now as I did when I was working.
He's on full disability through his company, and they're never going to take him off of it. And
she gets insurance with my son for the rest of her life, too, because I lived till September.
If he lived 2 years on disability, we get to keep it forever. Or for our lives. And the company is amazing. So number one, what I've learned, if you don't work for a great company and have good benefits and you get cancer, you're screwed. You're going bankrupt. That's what I've learned. Because the medical industry sucks. They don't give a shit. They care about money.
That's why I said I'm doing good.
They care about money. He's doing so well because of the insurance we have.
Yeah.
And medical marijuana.
Yeah, but you know, he was doing well when it wasn't medical marijuana.
That's true.
It was just marijuana.
That's true. I'm still spending $800 a month on medical marijuana, which is ridiculous. Our insurance should cover it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So the one thing I remember, at the game, when the game, the Browns and Jets game was winding down when I first met you, you looked at me, you said, well, I'm going to go get high. Nice to meet you, Brian.
Yep.
I was like, I cannot wait to talk to Wayne again. That guy is dope as shit.
Yeah.
He's still crazy. He's still crazy.
And we stayed in touch, and we went through, we went through each draft. We went through the different, free agent signings, all that shit.
I try calling you every year. Yeah, just to keep up with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time, and I was like, the Browns. I was like, oh, the Browns got this pick, that pick. I was like, I wonder what Wayne's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if I have a question about someone in New York, you're my go-to guy.
I got you, man.
So my cousin is Mitch Trubisky. Just got benched from Pittsburgh.
Wait, what?
Well, he's married to Wayne.
Yeah,
he's the cousin.
Marriage. First cousin by marriage.
Mitch's cousin is married to Wayne's cousin.
Okay.
But he could meet him and get his autograph anytime he wants.
I could go on Pittsburgh Steelers ground if I wanted to. I would never do that.
I was gonna say that doesn't sound like something you would do. So.
No, not hardly, but I could, and yeah, he's a nice guy. He's Ohio guy, born and raised in Ohio. Got drafted to Chicago, and I think he went to Denver for a year, and then now he's at Pittsburgh.
Right.
So
they gave up some draft picks for him too, man.
Yeah, he was number 2 draft, I think. I think he went second in the draft. So what you got going on, man?
Well,
life.
Yeah, I started a couple things. I started a apparel business. I have an internship right now for scouting football players. And I have this. I have this podcast that I usually do. I'm closing in on episode 75. And awesome. I'm going to put together the apparel company into this company, and I'm just going to make it one big company. And that way I can just do everything under one trademark name.
Yeah, that's awesome. I hope I didn't ruin it in any way, tarnish it in any way.
You can't ruin this shit, dude. It's already solidified.
Yeah. I'm happy for you, though. That's for sure. Well, I hope that we could see another Browns game together.
Anything's doable, my friend. Anything is doable.
I work for Howard Hanna, and it's a real estate company, and my CEO of my company has let us.
It started in
times.
Pittsburgh, too.
Yeah, it did.
So we could get Lowe's tickets in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he's let us go to his Lowe's quite a few times with Wayne.
Browns, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so he can go watch the game.
Yeah, they're pretty good people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real nice people. Yeah.
So
right across the street, so I can literally bring my wheelchair. All I gotta do is cross the street in the wheelchair, and it's right up to the elevator to the Lowe's.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's real nice. So yeah, I got better seats now. So if you ever want to come see another Browns one, I'll get you a better seat.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you just need to get me a wheelchair.
Well, of course, then again, we were front row.
We were front row, yeah.
Yeah,
We kicked ass in that front row.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, he jumped in. Remember, what was his name? Jumped right in. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I love you. This is awesome.
All right, so I'm gonna switch to dial for a second, okay?
All right, man. I'm going. I'm out of here.
Wait, he has one more question.
One more question for you. All right.
Okay.
What's the best lesson in life that you've ever learned?
To treat people the way you want to be treated.
Amen.
And why was that the best lesson you've ever learned?
Because I've helped people that have stabbed me in the back. And I've helped people that became my best friends because I helped them. So sometimes you just got to take chances and treat people the way you want to be treated. You might get stabbed in the back, but they might turn out to be your best friend too.
So I have one other question and I'll let you go, okay?
Yeah, you said only one.
I know, I'm a fucking liar. All right, you ready? This is why we're friends, okay? Because I'm honest with you that I lied to you, all right? All right. You have one more message to give the world. What is that message?
Don't stop. Don't ever stop. When you stop, you'll get walked over. Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop. Always push forward. Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop. When you stop, people walk on you. Don't ever stop and drag people with you up. Drag people up with you. But don't ever stop. Don't ever stop. You grab your friends that have stopped and you bring them with you. And you don't ever let them stop. You don't ever stop. Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop.
I probably shouldn't bring this up because he'll probably be mad at me, but I love this. He wrote a letter to Anthony, and I'm going to give it to Anthony later, but the one thing he wrote in the letter was, life is a bitch, but don't ever give up. And I love that. And I bet you Anthony gets that as a tattoo someday.
That is, I bet you he probably would too. I don't know Anthony, but how could you not?
Well, I'll meet him. I'll go down and let you meet him. I'll take the phone down there.
Okay.
But I love that. I love that you wrote that in that letter.
Well, you're out of questions, so she can go walk that phone right now.
Yeah, I got one more out of you, so I guess I did my due diligence.
Yep. Any more for Wayne?
No, he's good. He's good to roll, and I'm gonna try to make it to Cleveland one more time for you, bud.
Okay, I'm gonna let him go meet Anthony.
It was good talking to you, Brian.
Later, buddy. Love you, man.
I'll let you meet Anthony. Hold on.
I have to go. We have to leave now. I have to leave. We have to leave now. I have to go. Go.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Well, see you later.